All right, Marcus Ealy here for Status Coup. We are just before the AOC event here in Las Vegas. It's an AOC Bernie event. And I'm here with Sean Navarro, local DSA member here in Las Vegas. Can you talk a little bit about? I was explaining to you before we started shooting the video we did last week with folks being mad about the border issues and whatnot and saying, hey, we need to protect our borders. And then there was a specific debate that I had with a young lady in New Hampshire who said, hey, we need to protect our borders. And I asked her, hey, is the loss of life that we're seeing in kids in cages, is that worth it? So you had a really interesting take on that. So I was going to let you go ahead.
Yeah. Well, the first thing, what's interesting? Like a lot of people are talking about kind of like we talk about billionaires. They say you don't realize how much $1 billion is. I kind of think like it's the same way with immigration. We don't realize just how incredibly small the amount of people who are committing crimes and or who are doing like there are people who unfortunately are murdered by undocumented, which it was horrible. It's a tragedy, without a doubt. My heart goes out to the families, but the numbers are so incredibly small when you're considering when they say like conservative estimates 10 million people are undocumented and there's maybe a handful of like they're awful, but it's such a small number. Like 5 out of 10 million is so you can't even, it's immeasurable. And the idea too of like separating children from their families, this cruelty we enact at the border and in these, not letting kids shower, not giving them blankets. How is that in any way making any of our lives safer? It's not. I don't feel any safer. And if you think about the common concerns people have in regards to safety, like, uh, undocumented never figures into it. If you look at mass shootings, majority are white males from America. If just kind of, or even just everyone's general concern.
The police kill 3.1 American citizens every day. That's a violent group. Why we ain't talking about them?
100%, absolutely. Or even like some people are talking about Medicare for all and healthcare. People are literally dying from a lack of healthcare. That's murder. When we have the means to provide medicine for everybody and we don't, that's a form of kind of like passive murder, I think. And I just think everyone's daily concerns is just paying their bills, is just surviving.
I'm gonna stop you for half a second because you do really. Some conservative is screaming at the screen right now. That's not passive murder. They should earn the right. They have the right to make their money. What do you say to folks that say that?
I would say just talk to anyone. Just literally talk to anyone. This idea uh, of people are just lazy or not out there. Most people they're out working harder than ever, 2, 3 jobs, and they still can't make it. It's unexcusable that so many people are working so hard for less, and we just allow it and we just put up with it. And I feel like that argument that we just go and make money. Well, okay, go out and get a minimum wage job and.
Specifically talking about undocumented folks. There was a lady that worked making Fashion Nova clothes, making 4.66 an hour.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, undocumented woman making 4.66 an hour for these expensive clothes, and we talk about undocumented folks and the intersectionality of this particular issue. You know what I mean? It creates you can't get health insurance, you can't get correct pay, and then on top of that, you have no money and no health insurance. So it's ridiculous. Like you're just priced out. There is no health insurance for you.
For something for me too that kind of connects all those different issues is where I'm from Oxnard represent. That's a factory for Kylie Jenner's for her makeup line, and a lot of big news stories. She's the first, she's one of the youngest billionaires, female billionaires, self-made. That factory that makes her makeup is staffed by a lot of undocumented. It's staffed by predominantly Mexican Americans.
Hold on. So you said self-made. I would say undocumented made billionaire
Absolutely,
Kylie Jenner.
100%. That's right, Kylie Jenner. Yeah, it's like the people who are actually making those, they're getting minimum wage. They're getting treated horribly. It's infamous for terrible conditions. The workers are just treated like machines. They're disposed of for any mistake and treated awful. And people are saying, well, look, she did it. She went out and made $1 billion, but look how she made it. And look at the people who actually created her product, how they're getting nothing of the surplus value at all. And they're out there working. Why aren't they entitled to some of the things that they're actually creating? So I think that touches on a lot of that when people just say, well, just go out and work, and it's like, okay, well, go out and get 2 minimum wage jobs and see how you like that after a few months. Yeah.
So in a lot of these instances when we're talking about undocumented folks, it's usually a bunch of white people on a TV screen. Like that's what it is. It's white people or folks that are second generation, third generation, and not to say that their experience doesn't matter, but their experience is not a firsthand experience. Um, what would you say to folks to get them to just listen to folks?
Just like listen to the undocumented.
Yeah, what would you say to try to get folks to listen?
I would just tell them, you know, they're not an other. I feel like so much is made to make them seem like a other. You know, they're coming over here for jobs. What do they want? You know, we can't trust them. There's so much about like their motive, and I would just say they're just regular people. It's an argument you hear all the time, but I don't really feel like it's kind of like it seems like a basic argument, but it's truth. They're just regular folks just trying to make a living. They're coming over here because they have children too. They just want to survive, and I feel like that's kind of the ideal of America is opportunity. You can't be coming out here saying America's the greatest country in the world and then be mad when people want to come here and just live. Like, where are you at?
A whole word, ladies and gentlemen. A whole word. He said you one more time, just one more again.
Don't be saying America's the greatest country in the world and then get mad when people want to come to the quote greatest country in the world. Like, you get mad when kids want to go to Disneyland. Like, what? Go on.
We're done. Okay. Thank you for watching Status Coup. I appreciate you. Become a member. That was fire. I'm done.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.